Welcome to the Travel Like a Boss podcast, the radio show all about traveling like a boss by being your own boss. Stay tuned for weekly interviews featuring guests that have built their own online businesses. If you would like to have access to our entire back catalog, visit travellikeabosspodcast.com for instant access. And here's your host, Johnny FD.
What's up, guys? My name is Johnny, and welcome to the Travel Like a Boss podcast. In today's episode 2, we have Stephen Ye from San Francisco, and we're going to talk about e-commerce, niche selection, the hardships of learning, making your first sale, and life in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Hey, what's up, Steve? How you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Yeah, really, really good. So we're here in Chiang Mai, Thailand. We met here at Pun Space, the co-working office. How did you find this office space?
Well, first, it goes back a couple months, and I was actually in China at the time. I was living there for about 6 months or so, just pretty much learning something that I was passionate about. I've grown up liking martial arts, and I wanted to really learn just the soft martial arts, so I went there mainly to learn Tai Chi. And eventually, China, the visa situation's kind of a hassle. So every 3 months, I had to leave.
Okay.
And so I went on Google. I typed in some places that I wanted to go to check out. And I decided to see how much it was to live in Chiang Mai. And that's when I ran into Johnny's blog. Yep. Yeah,
it's cool. Yeah, I think a lot of people found my blog just through that, and it really is really cheap to live out here.
Oh, it's amazingly cheap. I'm getting massages every week, twice a week. I have a nice remodeled place. I have a beautiful area to get my work done at Pun Space, and all this. Total, I'm probably spending around $600.
Okay, and what would you spend back in San Francisco for that?
Just a crazy amount of money. Just the apartment alone, or just the room that you rent alone in San Francisco, will be more than $600. Yeah, that's not including food, not including any time that you go out, any of your hobbies or things like that.
And how was it living in China? Was that cheap or was that expensive?
China, it depends on where you go. The area I was in, I was pretty much up in the mountains, and so cost of living there was actually incredibly cheap also. But I had to do my due diligence in order to find a spot that I liked and a place that I found was reasonable in price.
Oh, cool. All right, so you were in China, you Googled cost of living in Thailand, you found my blog, and what next?
You had a book on there about Thailand, so I decided to pick it up because I felt like just paying this little amount of money would save me a lot of money when I actually go to Thailand, which it has. And so picked it up, read through it, and decided to implement some of those ideas. And it also led me to read your blog some more, where I found out that you were working on Anton's program, which is basically just an e-commerce kind of business. And during that time, I was living on savings for quite some time, so I decided that I wanted to make some income again. And that's when I decided, when I go to Chiang Mai, I'll start this business.
That's cool. And I think when you originally found it, I was actually just kind of getting started with it as well. I don't remember what month it was exactly, but it's pretty recent. These last few months, I've really been making money from that blog, from that site, from e-commerce.
Yeah, it was actually, I believe the first post that I saw you talking about it was you getting started, just getting your website up and things like that. And then maybe like a month or two later, I saw that you were starting to make sales. Furthermore, after that, I see that you were doing incredibly well. So from then, I just decided that, this is a business model that I want to check out and pursue.
And cool. So signed up for Anton's course, and what next? You had to pick a niche?
Yeah, pretty much signed up for Anton's course. what I really like about Anton's course is that it breaks it down very simply, and he actually walks you through step by step of how to get it started. And for niche selection, basically in the module itself, it'll show you which niche would be good for this business model. And I mean, it took me like a day or two to just brainstorm and really find what kind of products I do want to sell.
So you actually mentioned earlier during lunch that the first niche you chose, you ended up, did you abandon it, or is it still, did you completely get rid of it, or is it just on the back burner?
For the first niche that I did, I felt that it was too broad. It was kind of, the niche was already too saturated. And in that case, I did abandon it. I decided it just wasn't worth my time. But at the same time, because I did go through the process of creating that business, I was able to replicate it into my current business really quickly.
Okay, cool. So aside from buying the domain name for, whatever it was, $10, you're probably still on the free trials for everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, Shopify, on the website, they say that, it gives you 2 weeks, but Shopify's customer service is awesome. You can actually extend it for another 2 weeks.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I always recommend to people on my blog to take advantage of the free trials. And I honestly don't think that if you're going to sign up for something and it's not going to make you money, then just cancel it. But give it a month. Use that 30-day free trial and if you can get your money back from it, then awesome. Because from that point on, every sale you make, all the money you make, it's going to be pure profit.
Exactly. I mean, even when I made that first business that I eventually dropped, I didn't really pay much. All I paid was $1 to get the domain name, and pretty much I didn't pay Shopify anything because I was on a trial. And when I decided to drop it, the total cost, $1 I lost.
Yeah.
But I gained a lot of wisdom. I gained a lot of experience, which helped me in the current business that I'm in.
So how long did it take you to set up that first store?
First store, it took me about 2 to 3 weeks, just because the learning curve was a little high at first. It's very simple once you understand it, once you start to play with it. My second niche, when I started it, the website took me like 2 to 3 hours to get it set up.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's totally replicable, and that's why Anton talks about starting, getting one up and running, get everything automated, and just having it sit and have money come in while you're free to start a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, maybe even 10th niche. I've actually done something different. I actually decided just to stay with my main niche and really focus on building value in it and becoming a brand authority and building a moat around it, and mainly because of Anton's program. Now that it's getting really popular, I think a lot of people are going to start selling online because it works. And I'm actually afraid that as time passes, these people are going to enter every niche. So I'm glad that I'm doing this now, because 2-3 years from now, there's going to be a lot more people not only buying online, but starting online stores. And I want to be first in, and I want to have the time to build my brand, which is why I'm not starting 10 different stores. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I feel pretty much the same way. Like I said, what I love about this is it takes initial time to get it started, to get it set up and everything, and then eventually you won't have to spend that much time on it, but you do have to commit some time just to keep relevant, just to make sure that you stay in that niche, and people will kind of associate you with that keyword, with that niche.
Yeah, cool. So, do you have any advice for people about how to choose a niche?
For me personally, I just look back on basically the topics I like, what I bought in the past. I went online, checked out some forums to see what other people were buying, and basically I just chose one that kind of fits the guidelines of what would be a niche that worked in this business model.
Yeah, I remember when I first got started, I had a really hard time thinking about a niche. But now that I actually, I've been through the process, been making sales, and almost every day I see something that I'm like, oh, that would sell well online. Or I'll think back and, I'll buy something online and be like, oh, you know what? I could make a better store selling this than Amazon could. I mean, an example for that is like when I bought shoes a few weeks ago, I bought it on Zappos. Even though it was a little bit cheaper on Amazon, their search function was really bad for me to search by both my specific size I wanted, which is a 10.5 double wide. It's a really wide caveman feet, but also to make sure it's in stock. And on Amazon, it was a bit clunky because it had all these different options where Amazon would, do either or. It'll find the size, but it won't, but things will be out of stock. Or it would find, basically the opposite. So Zappos basically did that. What they did was they created all custom videos for every one of the products, rewrote all the descriptions, really emphasized customer service and made it really easy to buy, the exact shoe you want. So, I recommend to everyone, when you guys are choosing your niche, to think back and just like what Steven said, think back on things that you've bought in the past that you have some experience with. That way you can really put your own twist on it and really work on making it as easy as possible, as enjoyable as possible for customers to buy from your site. And that way they won't go to Amazon or Overstock.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I took a look at other websites that were selling the similar things, and I did notice that they did make the interface kind of hard for the customers to actually find what they would be looking for. They made their descriptions very clunky and hard to read. And so what I decided to do was really just to break it down, make it simple, make it so that it's nice on the eyes, so that they can just scroll through without struggling to read every single word that just scrambled all over the website.
Yeah, definitely. And that was actually a very similar thing to when I started looking at sites. I looked at the competition and I asked myself, can I provide a better customer experience? Can I make a better looking website than my competitors? And I mean, basically, if you start searching around and all the sites are these old Yahoo stores that look like they haven't been updated in 10 years, or it makes it difficult for the customer to order, yeah, why wouldn't they shop from you? So that's a great point. All right, so today is a very exciting day for you, isn't it?
Oh, it's an amazing day.
Okay, so I remember actually was it yesterday or the day before you had me take a look at your site?
It was the day before, I believe.
Okay, and what had you written on Facebook that day?
On Facebook, the day that I talked to you?
Yeah.
Basically, it wasn't Facebook, it was within a forum. I was writing that I was a bit frustrated because I did make a goal that I was going to make my first sale about 2 weeks ago. And throughout that whole time, I wasn't able to make any sales. I wasn't sure what was going on, things like that. But what I did say was that through this frustration, I'm not going to quit, but it's actually going to push me even further because I do know that this works, and I just got to keep pushing through, and eventually I will get my first sale.
Did it make it easier being surrounded by other people that were making money online?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the forum is very supportive. I was able to see other people and their success, seeing their struggles, seeing their just to see that whole process, because once you understand just the guidelines and the procedure of how to get this started, you understand what everyone is going through, and through that it helps you to push you further.
I don't know if you read my progress thread on Anton's private forum, but it was basically entitled "Step by Step: My Progress So Far." And I started writing that when I first started my online store, which was, I believe it was May, and so just about 5 months ago. And I basically wrote down every single thing I did every single day for the first couple of weeks. And then then I'd update a little bit less often, maybe once a week or so, just kind of with progress. And looking back on it, I realized how much I was struggling as well to keep motivated before that first sale. Because it took me about 2 months to make my first. How long did it take you to make your first sale?
With the current niche that I am, it took me 1 month to get that sale.
Okay. So you actually cut it in half my time, which is really good. Actually, not including the few weeks that you spent on the first niche.
Then again, you started pretty early. I've gotten a lot more support than you, so I think that's a good big factor.
You mean support from me or from just in general?
Support from you, support from Anton, and the people on the forums.
Yeah, I think 'cause I definitely wasn't a pioneer because that forum was around, the product was around quite a bit before I even discovered it. But I think what happens is, it's a lot easier when you're at a place like a co-working office space that you're surrounded, and even though people around you might not necessarily be doing e-commerce, they're making money online, and you can see that they're living a good life and they have a normal income, so it's possible. Versus if you're sitting all alone at home, it's very, very frustrating to try to have this dream when you can't even see it in front of your eyes.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Actually, I did just make my first sale. Not one, actually. I made 2 sales last night, and it was a wonderful feeling.
How did you feel about that? You said you couldn't sleep.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, 2 days, 3 days previous to this, I was saying how frustrated I am and how it's just going to push me further. And it was just amazing that just this commitment and just working these past couple of days, I was able to generate 2 sales equaling to more than $1,700.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I mean, especially for your, just starting out. Because what's going to happen is you're going to have now that it's up and running, you're going to have more sales. I mean, it could be every day. I mean, what I try to shoot for in most niches is the short-term goal. Like you might say, I want 5 sales a week, and that'll be your first goal. And then your next goal can be, I want on average 1 sale a day, so 30 sales per month. And by making 2 sales already last night, I mean, what's stopping you from making 2 more sales today and 2 more sales tomorrow?
Exactly. I mean, I pretty much just got started with this niche about a month ago. So there's still a lot of strategies and things I can implement which will generate more traffic to my site, which equals more sales.
So as far as the work that you have to do after you get a sale, like what is the actual process?
The work I have to do after a sale, I mean, it was quite easy. I mean, I got the sale in Shopify, and basically I just sent the order to my supplier and gave him my credit card information, and that's pretty much it. Now all I got to do is just keep in contact with my customers to make sure that everything is good and make sure that they're happy, just because I do want them to review my products in the future. And I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I definitely agree on the good customer service and getting the reviews. I also have a review app on my store, and now that I've been making a lot of sales, I'm getting new reviews every day. And luckily, all my reviews have been 5-star. Even the one where the lady actually didn't like the product itself and ended up basically buying another competitor's product. She gave me 5 stars. And then the review itself, it said, I didn't like this product. It was kind of what you get. It was the lower end product. So she was like, you get what you pay for. But however, John was really, really helpful, and the store itself was great. So at the end of the day, that stuff really helps.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just having those reviews builds confidence in people buying your products, and just seeing other people, like for example, if they read that post, they do feel trusted that they would be taken care of if they buy new products on your website.
Yeah, exactly. And hopefully from that they also see it and be like, well, you know what, even though this product is cheaper, maybe I should buy the better one, and I'm gonna buy it from these guys because they have good customer service. So let's tell everyone a little bit about the Shopify back-end process, because I'm sure a lot of people who have never done e-commerce before aren't really aware of it. Actually, do you have any experience with e-commerce or even really making online businesses before this?
I mean, just talking about Shopify itself, it's stupid easy. I mean, they dumbed it out to where pretty much anyone can do it. In the past, I did have an eBay business, and that was actually a lot more difficult than what Shopify has done. And another thing is Shopify has amazing customer service. When I first got started, I gave them a phone call or 2 every single day. and pretty much, I definitely used that to my benefit. And I mean, they have 24-hour customer service, and they're just willing to help you in whatever that you need.
Yeah, that's really cool. I emailed them a bunch of times as well. I don't even know why I didn't call them, because they have a not 24-hour, but they have really good phone support. And to me, it's super easy. I mean, I've made a lot of blogs and other random websites like that, but I've never ever had any experience with e-commerce. I never really sold. I guess I've sold a couple of things on eBay, but I've never really had a business where I was selling on business. I mean, on online. So yeah, that's really cool. So as far as the actual process goes, a customer buys a product on your website. They put in their credit card information. Shopify, because it's linked to your bank account, Shopify just deposits that money in your account. And it takes how many days? Like, was it 5 or 7 days?
Yeah, pretty much something like that. I mean, what's so good about it is just it's automated. You know, so it doesn't take too much manual work on your part. And that's pretty much what I'm looking for, because I don't want to spend time on things that I don't need to spend time on.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. And what's really cool is those products, you're not really paying for those out of pocket at all. You're not buying any inventory. You're not warehousing anything. You know, you're basically, Shopify, they'll collect, let's say, $1,000 from a customer for the product, and then you'll send your order to your manufacturer. They'll send it out. They'll build it. They'll do packet, whatever they need to do. They'll send it out to the customer on your behalf, and they charge your credit card. So, I mean, you have, basically you get the money in 7 days, and then you get charged for it 30 days later. And
yeah, it's a wonderful, wonderful business model. I mean, that's why I got in it. All I really need is my computer. I do plan on going back to China in a couple months to keep going with the Tai Chi. And during that time, I don't want to spend that much time on the internet. Just a few minutes just checking things here and there. But after I get this business up and running, getting some automated systems going, I don't have to spend that much time on it, and I'll still be generating income.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. So for you who don't know, I just got back to Chiang Mai from the US just a few days ago. Actually, exactly a week ago. A week and a few days. And I was back home for about 4 months. I was working on the site. Before that, I was building it up as well. And when I came back, I actually decided, hey, let me just let it sit. I was trying to fix all these things about, getting hiring a call center. I was trying to figure out ways to, implement things better now that I'm back in Thailand. And then I realized, I'm like, why am I even trying to fix what's not broken? Let me just let it sit, do nothing, and see if sales still come in. And they did, which is just fantastic. I mean, just last night while I was sleeping, I got a sale. And the reason for that is because the middle of the night for me when I'm sleeping is the middle of the day in the US. So people are buying stuff. So, I mean, how great is that just to be able to go to bed and wake up with more money in your account?
Oh, it's a wonderful feeling. I mean, just last night I was having dinner. Awesome food. And then I just head home, open my computer, and I see my first sale.
Yeah, nice. Actually, what you should do is you should download the notification app, because it's awesome to be out and get a live notification saying that you just made a sale.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm going to do that after this podcast.
Yeah, and then you'll come up with a list of random places you've made a sale at. I'm building mine. I think it's going to be I could do a whole podcast on that alone, but I mean, especially now that you're traveling and the hours are all random, I mean, you'll get some sales doing some crazy stuff.
Yeah, that would be actually really interesting. I think I'll check that out and do it myself.
Yeah, and the other cool thing is when you want to spend time, optimizing your store or even starting another store, you can. But what's really good is when you don't feel like working, I mean, you can kind of just let it run. And when you get a sale, you just forward the email. I mean, that's how I have it set up. I mean, I basically just forward the email to my supplier and say, hey, send this out. So realistically, I can work 20 minutes a day, a couple days a week. I mean, just like every other day. I can do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 20 minutes, and I'll make a consistent amount of sales. The reason why I enjoy working in my store is because I want to grow those sales and really optimize it. My goal is for 100% of people that are trying to buy this, this certain product to come buy it from me. I know, realistically, the real e-commerce conversion rates are much lower. They're a few percent. But in my mind, I'm like, well, if somebody wants to buy, X, Y, Z, why wouldn't they buy from me? Because I want to be able to offer them the best service, the best price, free shipping. And the reason why I can offer that is because my overhead is so low. I mean, compared to a normal big company that has a host employees, they have a warehouse, they have all these expenses, and they can't afford to give you free shipping. But I mean, what is your actual overhead cost living out here?
The actual overhead cost of running this business, I mean, it's pretty much just once your Shopify trial is over, you just pay the monthly fee, and besides that, it just seems like that's it. I mean, you don't buy the products physically and then ship it out yourself. All you're doing is really just waiting for the orders to come in. Once that order comes in, you just pay your supplier how much that it costs you, and basically they ship it out for you.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, so before we move on to the next topic, for those who are interested in what the heck we're talking about, what Shopify is, what Anton's course is, if you go to my blog, it's johnnyfd.com. There's a link on the right-hand side that says Start Here, and that has all the information on there. But I really wanted to ask you, Stephen, about the lifestyle here in Thailand. Is this your first time out here?
Thailand itself, I did come here for a few days about 3 months ago on my other China visa run. But it's just amazing out here. I mean, what I love about it is it's a mixture of locals, mixture of expats, and a mixture of just tourists coming around. And it's just an amazing vibe because everyone's very chill, everyone's very relaxed. And what's great about the area is everything is within 5 to 10 minutes. You want to get some amazing food, just drive down just a little bit. You want to get internet access, there's plenty around. And even if you want to go to a bar, have a drink or anything, it's all within range.
All right, well, let's start with the food because everyone likes talking about food. Like, what are some things that you ate the last few days?
Well, we just had some amazing, what was that? Like barbecue chicken, crispy chicken?
Yeah, it's crispy skin chicken. It was really good.
Oh, and they had this amazing sauce with it.
I don't even really know what it is. It's some kind of like Thai tamarind sauce. It was like a little bit tangy. wasn't too spicy. It had like a little tiny bit of a kick.
Yeah.
It's something I've never had anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, same.
And the chicken, it was roasted, but the skin was so crispy and it was so juicy. And it was just incredible. And we had these Thai salads with it. We had a papaya salad and we had a cucumber salad. And thank you for lunch, by the way. I appreciate that.
Yeah, not a problem.
That was a bit of a celebration for you making your first sale.
Yeah.
And what did that cost us? I mean, we had how many courses did we have? We had a soup, we had 2 salads, we had 2 meat dishes. What was the total?
Let's see. I think it came out to like 250 baht. And let's break that down. And in US, that'd be like $8.
Yeah, and that's a really good lunch as well. You were saying that you had a good dinner last night when you made your first sale. What were you having?
Let me see. Looking back, I don't remember anymore because there's a lot of restaurants that just make good food here. I mean, even living in the Bay Area where it's known for just a culture of all different kinds of good food, you can find some good restaurants out here.
Yeah, and as much as I love Thai food, and I have Thai food at least once or twice a day, and I'm not going to get sick of it, I still like to change it up. So last night, me and 2 friends, we went to this amazing dinner buffet, and I think I had some prime rib, I had some lamb, and I had some roast pork. And I mean, it was probably very equivalent to eating at least the Hilton, if not was it like a St. Regis. I mean, it was literally a 4-star hotel, amazing Western food, and for the same price as it would have cost me to go to Denny's.
That's just incredible. I mean, I haven't been there myself, but I'm definitely going to go check that place out. I mean, buffet of just all different kinds of meat. I mean, what are they offering there?
Baked salmon and pesto. They had roast chicken. They had roast pork. They had a carvery station. It's better than it's better than 90% of Vegas buffets I've ever had. It's probably on par with one at the Wynn or at Bellagio, the more expensive ones. But those buffets are $50, and this was 17 out the door.
I mean, that's actually considered really expensive in Thailand, $17.
Yeah,
but back home, it's like just a normal meal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever had a dinner in America for less than $20 out the door.
I mean, you can even find delicious dishes for like $1 or $2 out here.
Yeah. Most of my lunch, I mean, most of the time during lunch, I spend a couple of bucks. I mean, that's it. And the food is fresh. It's, has so many good flavors in it, and it's fast and it's easy. I mean, the night market food's even better.
Yeah, it'd probably cost me more just to make food myself back home.
I haven't cooked since I've been back, and I don't think I plan to this trip. And I think the only reason why I used to cook, as you read in my book, is I was broke. I mean, when it comes down to it, I was trying to live as cheaply as possible, which at the time, it made sense for me because I had saved up some money back home. I've worked these random jobs. I worked as a scuba diving instructor for a while. I would go home for the summer and save up some money. So I wanted to live as cheaply as possible. So that book you read, 12 Weeks in Thailand, that was me with no other options, not realizing that you can make money online.
That's actually really funny. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I picked up the book, because through your experience, through your struggles, you were able to really find the best deals, the best value in Thailand.
Yeah, and it was fun. I used to pride myself on that as well. Actually, Steven mentioned that the reason why he trusted me is he's like, oh, this guy's Asian. He's probably really good at finding deals. And, at the time, I'm glad I went through that because it was a good experience. It's fun living as cheap as possible, living like a local, having an apartment for $150 a month, which is absolutely possible here. I mean, you've met people here that have 3,000 baht a month apartments, right?
Yeah. I mean, mine itself, I got an incredible deal. I got a corner room where in the morning time, the sun just comes up, shines through my window and just wakes me up. Newly remodeled. When I first got in there, plastic was on all the furniture, the bed and stuff. And all this is 3,800 baht, which comes out to about $120.
Yeah, so that's even less than what I had budgeted for in the book. And it's a clean place, it's a good location, and you have privacy. You have your own bathroom, you have your own room. I mean, What else do you really need?
Exactly.
So yeah, I definitely recommend to people that if you're wanting to start your own online business, if you're trying to, if you hate your job, if you want to travel, this is a very cheap place to bootstrap your business.
Come out to Thailand.
I mean, it's been less than 2 months for you, right? When you first started the business till now.
Yeah, it's I remember writing in the forums August 30th. So it's been about a month and a half.
That's cool. And what's really cool is I don't know why it happens this way, but when I made my first sale, I made 2 that first day as well. And so hopefully that's going to happen to you as well. This is just the start to it. I think for me, looking back, I made 2 sales, and then for a couple of days didn't make any, and then made 1 sale, a couple of days didn't make any, and then all of a sudden I just started consistently getting 1 a day. And I mean, so assuming that you have a similar pattern where you start making on average, let's say 25 sales a month, could you live off of that out here?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, 25 sales a month, I'd actually be able to save a lot of money. I mean, let's see, 25 sales. Whew, I would actually be able to invest a lot of money if I wanted to, or just live like a king out in Thailand.
Yeah, start baller statusing. But actually, this week, us and a bunch of people we've met, which is really cool because there's all different entrepreneurs out here. Who did we go to the rock quarry with?
We went to the rock quarry with Mike and Zach, and they actually run a company where they help people edit their videos, especially for online bloggers and people like that.
Oh, cool. Yeah, and they made some awesome video of us cliff jumping into this crystal clear red mud quarry. And so keep an eye out for on my blog for that. It's gonna be epic.
Yeah, I can't wait until they put out the video. That should be amazing.
Yeah, and his girlfriend Yuvi was out there as well. So all three of them, they have a service-based business where they help people edit videos. And also Marion was out there. She's a professional voiceover actress, and she's actually the one on our intro. So every week when you listen to the new episodes of podcasts, that's her. And these are people we all met just while traveling out in Thailand. And that day was spectacular. I mean, if you look at some of the photos, I'll put one of the photos on the blog here on the site travellikeabosspodcast.com under this episode. You'll see how beautiful this place is and how much did we spend that day.
I mean, just to go on that adventure, we spent nothing. But then we went to this amazing, it was like natural, there was like a natural rainfall, there was like a little lake on the side, and we just ate there. And that was a good end to we didn't even end it. What do we do after?
So we had our little scooters that we rode out to the Red Rock Quarry. It was about half an hour away from town. Beautiful scenic place, middle of nowhere. On the way back, we stopped at a restaurant that has both a lake and a waterfall built into the restaurant. Not only do they have that, they have robots that bring you the food.
Yeah, that was pretty cool to see.
Where else would you see that? And I mean, granted, that was expensive for Thai food, but it still ended up being $6 a person, so nobody's complaining.
After that, we went to Mike's apartment where he has a rooftop pool on top of his building, which was just amazing to kind of just hang out, soak in the sun, and just to relax.
Yeah, that was incredible. Just laying out there, chilling out. And that didn't end the day. I think that was a long day. We got some Burmese food after that, which is
so good. So good.
And that was so cheap. Like, that was $3 a person, I believe. Or actually, it was less than $3. And we ordered a lot of food.
Yeah.
And then we played board games. Yeah, so that's a typical day in the life of being out here. And not to mention, on Tuesday, we went to see a jam session with live bands?
Yeah, they were playing live jazz bands. And they were actually rocking out. They were kicking ass.
Yeah, they were some of the best I've ever actually seen anywhere in the world. I think there was 3 guys on saxophone. There was a girl, I don't know if she was from, she might have been American, a beautiful girl that had an amazing voice. And I mean, it's you go in there, it's a bar, drinks are cheap, just hang out. I mean, there's literally everything here.
Yeah. You want entertainment, they got it here. You want to get your business done, they got it here. You want to just relax, they definitely have it here.
Yeah, and that's why, being out here is both a great lifestyle and it's great for business. I mean, we didn't even talk about fitness-wise. I mean, where did we both go yesterday?
We went to do some Muay Thai. What's that place called again?
It was called Team Quest Thailand.
Team Quest Thailand. I mean, they have that. They have some good yoga around here. They have CrossFit. They got gyms if you just like going to their rock climbing area. So it's a good area to get your fitness on.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, let's wrap this up. But congratulations again on making your first 2 sales.
Thank you very much.
And you know what? Keep in touch, and hopefully there'll be many, many more of that coming. Actually, before I let you go, what are 3 tips that you can give everyone listening? If there's, let's say they're sitting at home, they haven't started their business yet. What are 3 actionable things that they can do with their life right now?
Actionable things. Tip number 1, let's see. Get really clear on what you want in your life. Stop living life just reactively and just going through and just living life where, let's see, live life on your own terms, basically is what I'm saying. Tip number 2, get healthy. Once your body is nice, fit, it dramatically changes your mood. It changes the way that you look out in the world. Just your mindset and your psychology will all shift. And the third one is just enjoy life, man. Life is amazing.
Thank you for listening to the Travel Like a Boss podcast. If you want to hear more, including the bonus How to Choose the Perfect Niche episode, join our mailing list at travellikeabosspodcast.com. See you next week, and remember, if you want to travel like a boss, you need to be your own boss. So start your online business today and start living the lifestyle you've always dreamed of.